Hey, what's up, guys? So I want to do another opinion on a fight that just got announced. Again, I'm going to keep doing these with the big fights that are going to be going down. You know, like once they get announced, just fights that people are actually going to care about. You know, I'll still do my fight of the month about a month out. You know, but if it's a big fight that a lot of people are interested in, I want to make sure I'm doing one of these videos so you guys know my opinion of the fight before I go and give my opinion on the fight, if that makes sense, in terms of like the facts. Because when I break down a fight, it's different. I'm gonna break down matchups and who they have fought and their styles and all that shit. I don't a lot of times just full on express my opinion of whether I like the fight or not. I'm gonna start doing that, is what I'm saying, for high profile fights. I did it yesterday with the Danny Garcia versus Mike Garcia. This one is on Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. I love this matchup. It was a matchup I felt like Manny should have went after, especially the way Keith Thurman looked in his last fight against Josecito Lopez. And I really love this matchup. I think it's an even matchup. I think it could go either way. Manny is still competing at a very high level for 40 years old. I think, he was such a great fighter in his day that he's still really good, even at 40 years old and past his prime, Thurman, we're going to see how much rust that was from that Lopez fight, because I just don't know what Thurman has left. He showed signs of, this kind of stuff before, but then, in back-to-back years before, the 2016 and then 17, when he fought Sean Porter, he looked great in that fight. I mean, Porter's a tough fighter, and he outworked Porter, and it was a close, hard-fought battle, but he kept landing good, hard shots in boxing, and it was a great back-and-forth fight, a candidate for Fight of the Year. And then against Danny Garcia, I'm sorry, that fight wasn't close. He took some shots in that fight, yes, but he cleanly outboxed Danny. It should have been a convincing, unanimous decision. They scored it a split decision. It wasn't that close of a fight. He completely outboxed Danny. But that's what happened before the layoff. He had the long layoff, the injuries, came back against Lopez. He looked like shit. He fought. He looked like he was going to end the fight early, and then Lopez turned it on. And he pretty much had to hold on to win down the stretch. The fight shouldn't have been scored so close, a majority decision, but, it should have been unanimous. But either way, I think most people, myself included, feel Lopez was a prime target to knock out and should have knocked him out, no matter what, no matter if there's a long layoff or not. I think he got a pass, and I even gave him somewhat of a pass for taking 2 years off. But, now it's time to put up or shut up. We're going to see if it's rust or not. I think Manny's fighting Thurman at a perfect time, because you don't know how good Thurman's going to be in this fight against Manny. If this would have been Thurman a couple years back after he beat Danny Garcia, absolutely, I would be picking Thurman as the favorite to win this fight. Now, I think Manny might be. I think it's pretty even, to be honest. Or Manny might even be a slight favorite. I wouldn't be surprised. So, it's a really good matchup. Manny, like I said, say what you want about him. I know Adrian Broner was all about the money and just showed up to get a paycheck. But I think, legitimately, Broner was trying to, even though he doesn't throw a lot of punches, he was trying to land one or two big shots early to let him know, like, hey, I can fight with you. And Manny just, was all over him. He just swarmed him, and he just couldn't figure Manny out. And then he just threw in the towel in his mind and just stayed on, and through the final bell. But, yeah, Manny is still very good. And I would pick Manny over a couple of the guys that are top welterweights right now. I'd pick him over Danny Garcia. I'd pick him over Sean Porter. I don't know who I'm going to pick yet between him and Thurman, but if I had to tell you today, I'd probably pick Manny. Call me crazy, but I really think Manny is still on a high level. I think he would even be competitive with Errol Spence for a little bit at least. I wouldn't pick him over Spence, but I think he might be competitive against Spence for a little bit. Obviously not against Terrence Crawford. I don't think anybody's really, outside of Spence, has a shot at Crawford. But, just to be able to compete with those guys in the best division, just to compete with them, even if you lost to all of them, is a big deal, and that shows you how good Manny still is at his age. So, love the matchup. It's a big-time fight, Fox pay-per-view. I'll definitely be watching it, whether I go to San Jose to watch that fight with some of my boys or whether I order it at home. Definitely going to be watching that. I hope the card is good. They're talking about Caleb Plant defending his title on the undercard. He's a pretty solid champion right now. So hopefully they add one or two more decent fights, especially since it's pay-per-view. And, just cannot wait. July 20th, Fox pay-per-view. Make sure you're paying attention, and I hope you enjoyed this. True Boxing, been here with the truth.